Pas-de-Calais, the triumphant Nazi army formed up to sail on England. Adolf Hitler, full with conquest, announced there would be a brief delay while the RAF was destroyed. Britain waited behind barbed wire and with oil spread to burn on the Channel water. The voice of empire sounded.
What General Weygand has called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin.
It began in late July in the bright blue summer sky. A new and secret weapon, radar, gave precious minutes of warning. Outnumbered 3-1 were the 1,000 Allied fighter pilots. Some 110 of these famous few were Canadian. August 15th, number 1 Canadian Fighter Squadron became the first unit of the Royal Canadian Air Force ever to engage in combat. By September, the situation was critical. Then on September 7th, Goering diverted his Luftwaffe to the city of London itself. On September 15th, the Battle of Britain reached crescendo. 500 Nazi bombers came. Goering had blundered. The RAF could now concentrate on the patch of sky over London. In 1 hour, it had been decided. 56 Nazi bombers had fallen. The scale had tipped. There would be great devastation. The bombers kept coming, but only in darkness now, and with crippling losses. Overseas, Canadian airmen were flying the lumbering Wellington bomber. Ground crews lovingly patched up their wimpies each day, for it was only in the air the Allies could take the offensive. This early bombing was strategically ineffective, but psychologically imperative. It showed the German he too was vulnerable. This was not the air war of 1418, of Bishop and Barker and Collishaw, of dashing lone wolves in open cockpits. These men fought as darkly confined teams, dependent on one another for life itself. Up above, boys. It's looking hot. We feel rain. fires will die. The ground crews would count them coming back. They knew that even those who made it might have a dead man at one of the guns. The end of the beginning, but still much fighting ahead. And a new formation to help. On New Year's Day, 43, 8 RCAF squadrons came together as number 6 Bomber Group. The days of hit and miss were ending. New techniques, new instruments, new explosives, new planes had made it a precise, if still dangerous, art. It was now practiced almost every night, with the Canadians of 6 Group and the Pathfinder Squadron in the thick of the raids. This their milk run, and this the Happy Valley. It was the Ruhr, industrial heart of Germany.
Alarm! Achtung! Hey, 3 Viertel! 3 Viertel! Heute 31, 31! Ziffern! 3, 1, 1! 3,5! Feuer! Feuer!
Silently in the crashing sky, each expert at his job. Now the intercom silence could be broken.
Give her the nav. Give us the heading, Charlie. Heading south 180. Roger, Dr. Charlie. Okay, boys, let's get the hell out of here.
Germany blazed below. The bombers turned from the dawn. A strange and nervy war, these flying men. Each morning they would try to shake the sickening knowledge that some were not there. Through the day they would unwind in the lovely rolling country of North England. Then towards evening, the nerves would draw tight again. One summer night in 43, they got ready for a single target of vital significance. Peenemünde on the Baltic. Intelligence had revealed a testing station for 2 strange and secret weapons. Buzz bomb and the rocket, V1 and V2. In 45 minutes, 525 heavy bombers set back production a crucial 2 months. Other targets house a far from secret weapon. The U-boat pens at Brest, Lorient, and Saint-Nazaire. bomber pilots are briefed by Johnny Fauquier, their great pathfinder.
Our target tonight, Berlin. Germany is groggy and reeling. If you put the same effort into this attack tonight as you did into Hamburg, and you smashed Hamburg, you'll deal the enemy a blow from which they may well find it impossible to recover. Remember, bomb aimers, the pilots are depending on you to take them right into the aiming point. Now it's up to you, men. Good luck to you, and off you go.
The RCAF was now big, powerful, and experienced, a potent segment of the Allied air forces. The great softening up of the Second Front had begun. First, the heavy bombers flew into the Prussian heartland. Canadians study the fjords of Norway. Supply to Germany must be cut off. German coastal shipping must be immobilized. German Air Force must be destroyed. They refuse to meet the Allies in the air. They are attacked on the ground. When the German came up in desperate self-defense, he was destroyed in the sky. Came the time for precision bombing. The invasion plans had been laid. The Allies knew where they would land their armies. The Air Force must knock out all German lines of transport that lead to that future battlefield. anything that moves. Throttle the German supply lines that lead to the Norman coast. The date of the invasion has been set, and it is not far off. Occupied France was half paralyzed. To the Germans, it was the V1. To the English, the Doodlebug or Buzz Bomb. Driven by a jet engine that cut out when fuel was gone, it was controlled by gyro, traveled 400 miles an hour, and carried a ton of explosives. The first flying bomb came in June 1944, and 8,000 more of them followed. In September, the Canadian Army was fighting up the coast of France toward the Pas-de-Calais. It was from here that the V1 was launched. If the Canadian advance could continue, it would overrun the launching sites and England would be out of range.